Hello world and welcome to Recap. I'm Ben and this is episode 2 of the Balm's Chosen campaign. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, then you should click on the Fire Elemental, there it is, to watch it now, or the link is in the video description below. So when we last left off, our heroes had recovered the Erythnal Star and were preparing to go after the last weapon they needed to fight the Storm Dragon. And that is where we started off this week's game. Melanoa had uncovered a map of their destination while doing research earlier in the quest chain. Between this map and the other research materials, the party knew that they were going to Bloodhall. Now, in necropolis, Bloodhall was once a sports coliseum where death giants held lethal competitions for general amusement. You may recall, the party had just overcome an encounter with Celestials. With that, and the completion of a sub-quest to get the Morning Star, the party felt their power grow. So, they took some time to skill up and reattune their equipment for the next challenge, which they knew likely involved death giants and undead. One of the variations I have in the rules for this campaign is that for character levels that a class doesn't provide spells, the character gets attunement points. These attunement points allow for a character to imbue magical properties into their weapons and armor, befitting their personality and current goals. The idea here is that classically, a hero is not only known for what they do, but for their magical sword or armor or whatever. There's actually a chance that when a legendary character in game dies, their attunements can become permanent, leaving behind a relic of their lives. Actually, it's those kinds of relics that the party right now is scouring the world trying to find. Based on the map, which was more like a sign you would see on the wall of a sports complex, telling you where concessions and bathrooms and seats are, the safest place for the party to teleport in was deemed to be at the end of a hallway on the first floor. The general layout of the place, assuming decades of ruin hadn't changed it, was a set of circular hallways around the arena on the first and second floors, and then 3 large towers providing VIP accommodations. The 2 towers near the entrance to Bloodhall were 5-story structures, but the large tower at the far end of the arena was designed like a giant statue. It was at the base of one of these entry towers that the party teleported in. The years of neglect were immediately obvious by the broken food carts, debris, and cracks in the wall that let the moonlight creep through. Melanoa sent out a bunch of scrying eyes to see if they could locate the Great Axe, without much hope of success given how dark it was. The party began down the hallway where they ran into a vampire. Vampire! Out for an evening stroll. This tiefling vampire was joined by one of his living minions, but the party dispatched them in short order. Varga, wearing the Necrobane armor in combat for the first time, learned that the armor is heavy, and charging across the battlefield takes longer when wearing full plate. Now aware of hostiles here, the party reevaluated the best way to locate the axe, and decided to go to the tower that they were closest to in order to see what they could. As they scaled the tower stairs, they found that the first viewing level, which is actually the 4th story of the building, was sheared off. The only remnants of the upper stories were the twisted bones of the structure howling with the cool night wind. Though this did offer a vantage point, and the party could clearly see the arena floor and the 2 other towers. In the field of the Colosseum's arena were scattered various chunks of debris up to the size of a normal commoner's house, most of which were pieces from the giant statuesque tower on the far side. The entry tower that was the peer to this one that they were in seemed to be relatively unscathed by time. Hoping to find better luck in the other entry tower, the party went back to the 2nd floor and began their trek down the hallway. A good distance along, the party encountered more enemies, this time 3 vampires and 3 minions. Another quick combat, Melanoa dispatched the first 2 vampires with the Sunburst spell, and then the melee squad moved in and clobbered the survivors. We ended the night after this battle, just as the party could hear the howling of souls, heralding the at least 1 death giant closing in on their location. Apparently, massive blasts of sunlight in the dead of night in a ruined necropolis can attract attention. Who knew? This week's out-of-context gaming quote is, "I'm not where I am, I'm pretending to be somewhere else." Let me know in the comments which character you think said that, and if you're right, I'll include you in next game's video. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day. You have to love a vampire with jazz hands. Jazz hands!